Dear friends, a guten Erev Zman Cheruseinu. You know, Pesach is coming, everybody knows. And Pesach is the time that focuses most on family and passing down a Messiah. Of course, speaking to the particular individuals that I'm speaking to right now, those are things that often present a challenge of their own, the part of family, part of Messiah, and all of you, just by virtue of the fact that you're all alumni of Fresh Start, what that says is that you've been investing in fixing a Messiah which has crumbled, which has broken in certain ways, sometimes only emotionally, sometimes spiritually, one or the other or both. Work has been put in to change the dynamic that has been passed down. And yet, here comes Pesach, the time that focuses in again on family, on the bayis, the home, on Messiah, on passing down, in this case, hopefully something that is more whole, more complete, more healthy, more beautiful, and more connected to the Rabbi Shalom, more connected to Hashem for real, in a healthy, balanced way. At the same time, I'm sure so many of you have noticed the irony that Zman Cheruseinu Dafke is a time that puts a lot of demands on us. And sometimes we think like, oh, this must be something new or something that was done wrong. But Zman Cheruseinu, in and of itself, is a time that puts limitations and structure on us. And of course, one of our goals in our journey to true health is the ability to handle the structure and the direction and the guidance that Hashem gifts us with as a gift in a healthy, balanced way. Not all of us are holding there yet, but all of us are heading towards Zman Cheruseinu now, and all of us are hoping for a time when we can experience Zman Cheruseinu to its fullest, along with the chayris that comes with being so deeply connected to Hashem and to the life that He wishes for us. Like I said, that could be a process, something that we want to get to. We always want this to be Zman Cheruseinu, and we always want this to be a time that we and our families can experience the message of Pesach, which is that Hashem loves us as a nation and loves every one of us, and therefore chose us from anything and everything and everyone in the world as Beni B'chayri Yisrael. My firstborn son is Klal Yisrael, meaning the one who I looked forward to and waited for so long. It's every one of us. Some of what we do in our lives is to know which place we're at in terms of practice in a specific moment, and to balance that with eventually and ultimately where we want to go to. Ironically, the healthiest place we will get to eventually in Eretz Hashem, I hope, hopefully soon, is a place where whatever past traumas and stresses no longer control us, no longer monopolize our lives, and give us the ability to connect to structure, limitation, guidance in a way that is balanced and healthy, and we are no longer affected by our past in a negative way, so that now we don't need to escape it anymore either. Like I said, that's not always now. Sometimes that's next year, or in 2 years, or in 3 years, or in 5 years, or in 10 years. But that's the place that we're heading to. You know, the Seder everyone knows, it goes through 15 Simonim, Kadesh, Urchatz, Karpas, Yachatz, and so on, all the way until Nirtzah. And some may have noticed that the first 14 of the Simonim are instructions. What to do. Kaddish, make Kiddush, Orachatz, wash your hands, etc., all the way until Halal. But then comes Nirtzah, which is not an actual instruction. Nirtzah just means you are accepted, embraced, and beloved by Hashem. And some would say that itself is a pretty big instruction of its own. Nirtzah, feel, experience the love, the acceptance, the embrace of the Rebbeinu Shalom. And that's definitely one way to understand why the word Nirtzah actually ends the 15 steps of instruction of what to do at the Seder. But I think another point there is, Nirtzah may not be an instruction. Nirtzah is a result. Nirtzah is a bottom line, but Nirtzah is a goal. And from when we start our Seder until the end, we know that we want to go through the first 14 steps with an eye to how it's going to bring us to step number 15, which is feeling and experiencing and receiving the embrace, the acceptance, and the love of Hashem. And I think that that's a pretty good example for the rest of our lives too. It's doing where we're at right now while focusing on the end goal and always knowing where we want to go with what we're doing right now. So we want to go to a place where we can grow, where we can stretch ourselves, so we can grow greater, we can become the people that we could have been and could still be. Heal ourselves and develop to the place where who we were, the pristine selves that we started out with all the beautiful koiches, is the person who we grow into at the end of this, and only using the difficulty and then the healing as a way to make ourselves into bigger people than we could have ever been actually. And so from the bottom of my heart, I want to wish all of you a kosherem and a freilichen Yontif, a happy Pesach, one where again we experience the closeness with Hashem that this was always meant to be. Enjoy a freilichen Yontif, kol tov salah.